Hi there, my name's Loy. I'm a Wednesday night group Jeet Kune Do instructor and the legendary Tim Tackett and his European director Gotlin Wan. The mission of our group is to preserve and promote Bruce Lee's teachings of Jeet Kune Do, to help define and teach the core curriculum, not to confine us but to liberate us, and to discover our own personal expression of Bruce's art. Our history of the Wednesday night group goes all the way back to Bruce himself. Bruce taught a chap called Inosanto, who was one of his best friends and closest confidantes. Dan also ran Bruce's LA Chinatown school when Bruce was away travelling, and Bruce actually handed over a lot of his latest teachings of Jeet Kune Do to him whenever he came back from his travels. Bruce had actually asked Dan not to teach JKD openly, and Dan had taken JKD into a private group which became known as the infamous backyard group, and it was as part of that backyard group that Dan certified a chap called Tim Tackett with a senior first ranking, and also stated that he was the most knowledgeable JKD practitioner. And it's these teachings that we are privileged to pass on to you of the authentic, or what we call old school JKD. My martial arts journey started when I was a kid. It actually started from at the age of 4 or 5. My father actually drip-fed me and my brother Bruce Lee movies when we were kids, and really, I mean, the passion for martial arts grew from there. You know, watching Bruce on the big screen, and me and my brother would, get into altercations and play fight quite often. And my father got sick and tired of it and enrolled us in martial arts classes close by. It wasn't the same actually, because my father actually enrolled us into some karate classes from the age of 7, and that's really where my martial arts journey began in life. It wasn't until we were expecting our first child that I decided to take up martial arts again and pursue Bruce's teachings. But back in that day, even putting a Google search in for Bruce Lee's martial art wasn't really bringing back anything. It was really hard to find Jeet Kune Do, and let alone find materials on it at that time. And it was just by accident, while I was living in Manhattan at the time, that I popped into a local health club while I was consulting up in Midtown, that I found some Bruce Lee Jeet Kune Do classes running at my local health club, and I've never looked back since. I trained with the New York Martial Arts Academy for a year, and it's an authentic Bruce Lee Jeet Kune Do school, affiliated with Bruce's sparring partner Ted Wong, and also affiliated with Chris Kent, who was Dan Inosanto's youngest backyard group member from the age of 17 years old. Shortly after that time, I returned back to the UK, and it was fortunate enough that my chief instructor Gotlin Wan set up a school based up in Leicester, where I continued with my Jeet Kune Do journey. It was never my intention to teach Jeet Kune Do. It was, once I'd started, I just got hooked. It was basically because of two main reasons. Firstly, it just made sense, and secondly, it was effective. It worked, and I truly believe that I'm very, very lucky and very grateful to have the opportunity to be teaching. It was through practice that my instructor Gotlin Wan got me to teach and cover the odd class and cover the odd drill. Before you know it, I was teaching a few classes for him, and then before you know it, I moved down to London and set up my own school, and now teach in multiple locations across London. JKD has never been about the money or a commercial venture. I would never sacrifice the integrity of Bruce's art for commercial gain. For me, it's a labour of love, it's a passion of mine. I have a day job, and that provides my bread and butter. So it keeps JKD fresh and alive, so it never feels like it's work. In Bruce's traditional keeping, I've tried to create a family environment in my classes. We've got people from all walks of life, people that have prior martial arts experience to people with no martial arts experience. We've got people that are very fit to people that are deconditioned. But the whole point is you have to start somewhere. As Bruce said, knowing is not enough, you must apply. Willing is not enough, you must do. So get out there and do something. The fact about creating the family environment is basically we don't take anybody on that has any egos, because it just takes one bad egg to spoil the atmosphere and the development environment. So we just like to focus on creating a friendly environment so that you can learn without these added pressures. To start your Jeet Kune Do journey, visit our website on jkdlondon.com and give us a call to book your free trial now.